Oh, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern / producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
All right, guys. As always, here's how much of a professional broadcaster I am that I got to ask my supporters, my audience, hey, does my mic sound okay? Can somebody give me a mic check, please? Kind of like a little frazzled here because I'm a little bit behind. I've just been really, really busy today. Welcome to a Thursday edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Got an action-packed show. Got 2 interviews today. Coming up at 7:30, I got Brooke Sparks on. Nobody's saying anything, so let me check this real quick. Jesus Christ. If anybody's an engineer out there, please just let me know. Oh, it does sound good. Hold on, let me listen. No, it sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Man, just, better now? Please let me know. Is it any better? Because like I cannot deal with this shit anymore. Like I am working my ass. I'm on Twitch right now. Look, I did everything the same way that I always do. I swear to God, I will throw this fucking computer and everything out the goddamn door. I cannot deal with this shit. Every night I got to deal with this. Vulture, can we please do something? And I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you at all. Do you guys realize, like, I get up in the morning, I get my workouts done early. I check everything. I don't change anything. No, but I mean, Joe the Supermarket, you got to understand here. I need to do something because this makes me sound just like a jobber. It does. Why would anybody give me a chance to like listen to my content on a regular basis? And I'm telling you people, like I've been doing broadcasting all my life. I know how to work this equipment. And I'm serious. Like I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to do this anymore because it makes me look unprofessional. And I got a lot of other stuff going on in my life. Matter of fact, I really don't have much of a life. All I do is stick around and I'm not bitching about my life and stuff, but it just becomes monotonous. I don't get out. The only time I hang out with any friends is when I go to see Colton. I got other people in Tampa that I've been it's just work out. Get ready for the show. Help out around the house and do all that stuff. And I'm working my ass off and I got to deal with this situation all the time. Mark, I love you, buddy. I really do, but like this is how I make money. This is how like I do other odd jobs around here to make money to supplement my income and stuff. But I'm busting my ass here. I'm not doing anything different. It's hit or miss every single night. I think 2 nights ago, no issues at all. I have not changed anything from that night. And by the way, the Fantastic Beasts movie, no, I hate it. I hate it. I loved it. I loved all the other Harry Potter movies. Fantastic Beasts, it's just a money grab. That's all it is. And now I'm sweating like a goddamn whore in church right now. I see, now I got to roll up the sleeves. I try to dress nice. I try to do all this stuff. And I got a great show lined up. Talking to Brooke Sparks, who's a Wiccan at 7:30. I got a conversation with Ciroc. You know, Ciroc from the BRN and stuff. Oh, and by the way, the show that I did last night, I mean, if it wasn't for the super chat money or bits, I wouldn't have made anything, because guess what? I played one single song by mother effing John Tesh, and I got demonetized on that video. So why don't you help me out tonight? Because I can't make anything out of last night's video. Now I'm sweating. God damn it. No, I'm not taking the shirt off because I don't want to get demonetized for, like, you know, it's just frustrating, people. And I'm sorry. I know that you guys don't want to hear this stuff. I know you guys probably work jobs with horrible bosses every single day. And he's busting your ass. You got to deal with customers or like working on a job site and everything like that. And you don't want to hear some nerd in Podunk, Edgewater, Florida, bitch, because his podcast can't be on. Yeah, John Tesh. Mother effing Tesh chopped me off at the knees. All right. So I got those 2 interviews. I'm also in a bad mood. I finished. Look, I've been known to do this. I know it doesn't sound. Shows that I really, really love. The NYC shooter looks like Keenan Thompson. All right. So let me get into what I wanted to talk to. All right. So have you guys ever had shows that you really, really like, TV shows? Because I've done this before. I did it last time I did this. Well, I didn't do it with this one. I've been watching the show Peaky Blinders. I know you guys probably could give a fuck about the Peaky Blinders, but I really got into the show. And I finally saw the season finale and all that good stuff. Because the last show that I really, really liked, Supernatural, I know that's a jobber-ass show, but, you know, Dean and Sam, the Winchester brothers, I never watched the last episode of that. Because in my mind, my crazy-ass mind, that when I watch that, the show can never end if I don't watch the last episode. And I don't know. I know it doesn't make any sense. You know, I never watched the last episode of The Sopranos. Love that show. But I know what happened because of YouTube, social media. Everybody talked about it. And I wasn't going to watch the last episode of Peaky Blinders, but I did. And I loved it, but now I'm like all down about it. Man, Fozzie, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. $20 coming in. Thank you, Fozzie. So, you know, I'm a little bit in a bad mood about that, but I did read that there, you know, because they kind of left it open-ended. And now I'm reading that they're thinking about doing a feature film and stuff. All right, let's get in this show because I do have a guest coming up at 7:30. She's a modern day Wiccan. She did cancel on me like last minute, but I wanted to have her on because I thought it would be an interesting interview. But I was watching the Today Show today. Yes, I'm a mark for the Today Show. Am I the only one? I kind of think Hoda Kotb is kind of hot. Like I do. Like if I had my choice, yeah, I know, Fozzie. But if I had my choice on like Savannah Guthrie or Hoda Kotb, I'd go with Hoda all day, every day. I don't know why, but I just something about Hoda that like, hell yeah. Would love for her to kick it out wide, but they covered this story. And it's a show out of Japan. And, you know, they had that Squid Games thing. I know that is a Korean show.
In the squeaky shoe.
Could not do the show in America. And now everybody is upset. Oh, Hoda would definitely bring it. You know, say what you want. They had that Andy Cohen, you know, the guy from Entertainment Television, on as like a fill-in guest. Oh, also another thing. Have you guys seen Jenna Bush? George W. Bush Jr., his daughter, you know, the twins. You know, Jenna was a little, I don't know, a little plumper, a little heavier back in the day, but my God, Jenna Bush. Now, if I had Jenna Bush, hands down, the hottest one on the Today Show. Jenna Bush has become a great broadcaster, and man, oh man, I think she's hot as hell. But they covered this show, and like everybody's up in arms because, and let's be honest, it's this show called Old Enough. And I guess in Japan, they send kids that are like 3, 4, and 5 to the stores to run errands for their parents and stuff. You know, back in the day, I would go up to the store, get my mom some cigs and my dad some chewing tobacco and stuff. And I wasn't even 18 at the time. Was not 18. Yeah, am I even on Twitch, people? Like nobody. All right, I'm going to just push forward. I'm not gonna let any of this stuff piss me off. But like, what? Vulture, can you text me, please, and let me know what's going on? Because, I mean, it's all right. I'm just gonna do my show and let the cards, you know, lay wherever they're at. But in Japan, they got this show called Old Enough, which just by the title alone, it's kind of like you're like, oh, old enough. It sounds like a groomer show. But they let these kids run errands. Like this kid that you see on screen right now, he goes to the store and gets his dad a sandwich from the convenience store and brings it to his dad at the job site and stuff.
The little boy in the squeaky shoes is just under 3 years old and embarking on a mile-long parent-free journey. He walks along this busy road before arriving.
Okay, well, number one, America would, this little kid would be roadkill if I'm just being upfront. And number two, you couldn't do this show in America because we got this little thing called pedophilia in the United States. That this would be a big issue if this happened. And they're letting these kids. Now, remember, this is being filmed for TV and stuff. But there's cameramen there. Like, of course, I mean, is it kind of like a wildlife show? You know, when they're filming wildlife shows, they don't intervene when like a little gazelle or anything is getting eaten by a lion or a hyena and stuff. Do the cameramen like intervene if this little 3 or 4 year old that's running errands for their parents runs out in the traffic or a pedophile tries to pick him up and stuff? Do they intervene? I don't know.
At the grocery store where he's tasked with buying food and flowers. He then returns home, his first errand complete. The show is called Old Enough with an exclamation point, though some might argue a question mark.
All right, this just sounds like child labor in my opinion. Somebody should steal that child or call children. I don't know, but I mean, this is acceptable in Japan.
Is more appropriate. It's generating all kinds of discussion.
I mean, I raised my kids in bubbles, and I protected them, and I put up some guardrails, but I would not do this.
Japan is very different than the U.S. Neighborhoods are more pedestrian-friendly, and the culture is more trusting of kids. In Japan, parents chaperone their 10 and 11-year-olds on just 15% of trips, compared with 65% here. One episode shows a 3-year-old crossing streets on her own to deliver her dad's lunch to his job. Another shows a toddler navigating public transport. On social media, newfound fans are calling the series adorable, sweet, and the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. Some parenting experts think American audiences can learn from the show.
It's a little nerve-wracking to let your kids go, but when you do, they will just impress you.
No, they're not going to impress you. Like, this is not good. And Nate, I know that I'm not on Twitch. Please, I'm about to even close out the chat because I don't even want to read it. Like, seriously, I'm yeah. Fuck my life.
There are people who are critical of this. They say this is irresponsible. We have crime in it.
It is irresponsible. And like I said, you could not do this in the United States of America. You couldn't do it. Could not do it at all. And everybody's up in arms now. But like I said, nothing's going to happen to these kids because it's not like it's going to be, like I said, a wildlife film show and stuff. I mean, it would be like, they would get their ass sued if the cameraman just let like somebody kidnap this kid or he ran out into traffic and stuff. No, it's just not happening.
In America, our neighborhoods are not laid out the same way. What do you say to that?
If you're telling kids that everything they do is they're incompetent, they're in danger, watch out, they need us all the time, that might explain why kids are so anxious and depressed.
Old Enough takes many steps to keep the kids safe.
Are you kidding me? Did she? I love how they have these like talking heads on and stuff. This woman doesn't know a goddamn thing. See, I am on Twitch now, by the way. I don't know, like what everybody's having a problem with. I'm on Twitch now. Doesn't matter now because everybody's checked out.
With camera crews and safety teams.
No, Nate, I'm sorry. Nate, I'm not mad. It seems like Twitch is up now.
Always nearby. When darkness falls on one girl, the crew intervenes, lighting her way home. Netflix recently dropped 20 episodes.
They will put anything on. They will put anything. And you know what's funny is that these little toddlers running to the store to do errands and stuff. You know, I did that stuff. Like I said, I used to go get cigs and chewing tobacco for my parents. Wasn't even 18. They would let me do it because I lived in such a small town that they would just do it either way. They would just let me because they knew everybody. Even Al Roker said that. You know, Al Roker. I mean, I will be more than likely. I will be more than willing. I will refund you that shit right now, Fozzie. No, I have no problems at all. I have no problem doing that because this once again, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve any of it.
Ranging in length from 7 to 20 minutes. They're short episodes. It has not released any stats about the show's popularity. A big question, if it is popular, might producers in America try to create something similar here?
Oh, no, they won't do it. Yeah, thank you, Lummy's Peg Juice. It's too late. Now, like, I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to keep doing the show because I got interviews and stuff, and I'm just going to roll on. You know what? I really don't care anymore. Maybe this whole thing was just not meant to be.
One challenge, of course, would be finding a place safe enough to actually do it.
You know, like, is it just me though? Like, you know, once somebody that was really, really fat gets the stomach staple thing going on, and even if they get like Randy Jackson from American Idol, he got the stomach staple done. And I still look at Randy Jackson as a fat guy. Al Roker is the same. There's a couple of like broadcasters, I think one in Tampa, one in Orlando. And, you know, like they look good. I don't look down on them for getting it done. So the thing is that like, I still look at them as heavy people. I don't look down on them. Yeah, Randy Jackson does look bad. And the thing is that what about all the stretched out skin though? Have you like? Luckily, like when I was laying a little heavy, I did a lot of moisturizing and stuff, and I didn't get stretched out or anything. Oh, you know why? I'm also probably doing horror. I'm also competing against myself tonight. My appearance on Tom and Dan is playing at the same time as I'm doing my show. So yeah, probably shouldn't even be talking about that because you guys probably will check out and go listen to that. But you know what? I'm just gonna have a good time. Going to have a good time. I got an interview coming up here at 7:30, but I got another story that I wanted to talk about. So,
said they were good friends of ours for a long time.
And I try to delete all.
I'm talking about it because, like I said, they were good friends of ours. I've known them for a long time.
I've played this one. I don't think I have. I gotta stop smoking weed sometimes. But there was this triple murder, and in Georgia, they're probably really supportive of the Second Amendment, but these criminals went into and robbed the gun store to steal all the guns and the money and stuff. And that would be the last place. I mean, would you guys even think about robbing a gun store in Georgia, anywhere in Georgia? I mean, look at this guy alone. This is the sheriff, or it could be the police captain. He's good friends with him, but this guy looks like he would shoot you and not even think about it.
I'm talking about it because, like I said, they were good friends of ours. I've known them for a long time.
Sounds like a NASCAR driver who just got out of his car and took the checker flag.
And it's really hard.
Shock and disbelief is rocking a small community. And
Oh my God. Look at this. Look, guys, look. What size do you think those boobs are? What size do you think that these boobs are? My God, look. Oh my God. Seriously. Eyebrows on fleek. I mean, those are eyebrows. I mean, they kind of like, I don't know, square up the boobs. No, not the humanity. Those are some big.
In Coweta County, after 3 people are murdered inside a Grantonville gun store and shooting range. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Latasha Givens. A friend of the family telling 11 Alive the victims are a precious Christian family who would do anything for anyone. Now a city.
There's a lot of non-Christians that would do anything for anyone.
Police chief is working to investigate while mentally dealing with what he called a tragedy in Grantville. 11 Alive's Karis Belger has more.
Grantville Police Chief Steve Whitlock says the call was something he never expected.
The assistant chief, he called me and said that we had in his exact words, we've had a tragedy in Grantville. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, we've had a triple murder. And
a gun store. It had to be an inside job, right? Oh, dude, Fozzie, I mean, might be taking your life into your own hands there. Maybe, look, if I ever tried to off myself again, getting suffocated in those breasts, be a good way to go. I think I could die quicker from those jugs than I could from that ceiling fan. Just saying.
Police cars were still blocking the road early Saturday as investigators collected what evidence they could at Lock, Stock, and Barrel gun range.
I'm not robbing a place called Lock, Stock, and Barrel shooting range and going to go that's why I said somebody had to know what was going on and all that stuff because, I mean, you would think that they would be ready to be robbed, right?
Tony Hawk, his wife.
Hey, Tony Hawk? Love him. Used to play his video game all the time.
Wife Evelyn and their 19-year-old grandson Luke were killed.
Oh, Iggy. Yeah, you're coming down this area, aren't you? Yeah, I'm not gonna say where.
Killed. Luke's father, Richard, who is also the Coweta County coroner, is the one police say found their bodies. Chief Whitlock says he considered the Hawks as dear friends.
The Hawks? Please tell me, like, one of the kids or somebody, first name was Mike.
It's really hard. It's really hard to come in here and accept it. We can't.
you know, Mike, I'm not going to explain.
Say except just come in and see what's going on. It's just it's an awful thing for this town right here.
Police say 40 guns were stolen, and so was the DVR that held the security.
All right, so why are you recording onto a hard drive on site? Why are you not like sending that to like some cloud or something? God.
Footage.
Sometimes people just don't think.
The chief says this makes solving the crime that much harder.
The store's been here for a long time. The range has been here for a long time. And there's people from all around come and shoot here. I mean, it's just not people from Grantville.
A community still on edge as the hunt for a suspect continues. In Coweta County, Kara Spelger, 11 Alive News.
Oh, man, they didn't go back to the... Wait, now, are you kidding me? Nelly Mandingo says, hold on. Nelly Mandingo says, oh, yeah, Tuddle trending on TikTok. Are you for real? I don't know how. I haven't been on TikTok the whole time, this whole show. Also, did you guys see, I love Carney stories. I really do like Carney stories. You see this carnival worker was working.
Scary moment, amusement ride.
You know,
they're telling you about another scary moment involving a
completely. Most of the carnival workers are probably high as a kite, smoking weed, which is not a problem. A lot of people can do their jobs while smoking weed and stuff. But I mean, this video is a little disturbing. I'm sorry. Like, I would love to see what the guy looked like from the waist down. Oh, okay. I only went on TikTok because Tom talked about Samantha's bikini top. Wait, how? Anyways,
we're telling you about another scary moment involving a.
All right, so I love how the news like all says, oh, disturbing images could be happening.
We're telling you about another scary moment involving a Florida amusement ride, and we warn you here. Some of these videos pretty difficult.
Oh, you're still gonna show it. Oh, that would be great if Elon bought it. He basically laid down something and said, hey, I'm giving you $48 billion. Take it or leave it. Last offer. If you don't want it, I'm out. I'm leaving. But is Twitter going to be any better with Elon? Let's be real. I mean, I don't think half the people... Dude, I got over 16,000 followers and stuff. And, Mark, what do you mean? Please explain. Won't sell to Elon for 50. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if I was Jack Dorsey, I would take that 50 billion and run, because people are still going to be on TikTok or Twitter and stuff. But I just don't know if it's going to be any better if like some dude from South Africa buys it. Like, what is he? I mean, he knows how to shoot rockets up in the air. He built Tesla. He does all that stuff. Oh, it's fake Tuddle news. All right. Well, oh well. Anyways.
We're telling you about another scary moment involving a Florida amusement ride. And we warn you here, some of these videos pretty difficult to see. It happened at a Clay County fair when a ride operator was pinned to the floor.
This poor bastard. How did he even end up like this? There is no space in between those two panels and stuff. What does he look like from the waist down right now? And I swear to God, if I get in trouble for showing this video, the news showed this video. But look at this guy.
He was stuck there for nearly 15 minutes. Eventually, emergency crews were able to get him out. One witness says,
I mean, it cannot look good from the waist down.
The moment felt somewhat reminiscent of Tyree Sampson's death on an...
All right, now, this is a stretch. This guy is a carnival worker. Like, he should know all the rules, right? Yeah, it does. Tommy Largo. I mean, look, it doesn't feel good. There's no blood. You're probably okay. That looks like a nightmare, though. I mean, I don't know, but he was trying to get somebody's hat. But how did he get it? Please explain to me. Can anybody explain? You can give me a call here, 407-270-3044. But how do you even get in this position?
Orlando ride.
didn't really expect that. I never thought that since, that boy the other week.
Do not compare this to what happened in Orlando. That was actually a writer. This is somebody that was working it.
I fell off that ride. I didn't think that I would experience another ride misfunction.
What we understand, that ride operator is still recovering. Officials are investigating this incident. Witnesses say the ride operator was just trying to get someone's hat.
I say hat schmat. I'm not doing that. What up? Cowhead stole your radio career. What's up, man? All right, it is 7:30 now. If this Wiccan chick does not call in or does not check in, I'm gonna play the Ciroc conversation that I had with him earlier today, because I'm not waiting. She's already canceled on me once. All right, Fozzie, that's pretty funny. It's low-hanging fruit, but I love low-hanging fruit. He should get half off for life. I'm gonna give her until 7:35. If she does not call in, I'm moving along, and I will make it my mission to make sure that everybody knows she is a witch fraud. She's already canceled on me once. She needs to call in, because I will make it a mission of mine. I really, really will. Oh, here we go. Hey, Brooke, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Doing wonderful. I can hear you. I was getting concerned.
Okay.
I was like, oh man, I hope she doesn't
Oh
cancel
no,
or whatever.
no, sorry. I definitely Google was misleading me with the mountain time switchover, so it was telling me it was an hour from now, but I had my suspicions.
Hey, Brooke. So before we get into the interview, please tell my audience, my supporters, a little bit about yourself, how they can check out any of your content. I know that you're on Instagram. Tell them your website. I know that you got a partner you do it with, because I got a lot of questions that I need to ask, because, when people hear some of the stuff that you do, there's some misconceptions and stuff. And I would like to talk about it.
Yeah, so I am a modern day witch. I'm a practicing witch. It is not necessarily my religion, but it is kind of my way of life. Witchcraft can be a religion for some people and is for a lot. And for others, it is just a spiritual practice or how they live their lives. I run an online spiritual shop and self-care shop called the Craft Room by Crescent and Key. And you can find us at Crescent and Key Crafts on Insta.
What's the stuff that they can get on your website? Because I know that you got some stuff there.
Yeah, we have a variety of things. So one of the most probably unique things is our line of hand-dyed yarns. So one of my greatest loves is crafting. I love to crochet, cross stitch, quilt, all of that stuff. And my business partner is just an incredibly talented dyer. And she hand dyes each of our yarns in small batches. And currently our line has a one yarn colorway for each cycle in the wheel of the year. And that's in reference to the Celtic wheel of the year, or the seasonal wheel of the year. So there's currently 8 yarns that all kind of correspond to the theme or intention behind each Sabbath in the wheel of the year.
One of my audience members, supporter, can you turn me into a frog? It's about the stuff. So where does the Wiccan religion or lifestyle come from? Where does it originate from?
So that's a really good question. Wicca is fairly new, and that is specifically a religion. So it's witchcraft as a religion. Witchcraft in general is the oldest practice in the world. I mean, you can find roots back to Mesopotamia. I mean, you can find it in every culture, every society throughout the entire globe, throughout all of time. So that's kind of a hard question to ask, but Wicca is much more recent. It is the spiritual or the religious aspect of witchcraft.
Well, I mean, usually religion revolves around a god or a higher being. What's the Wiccan religion? What's your person in charge?
So I'm not personally Wiccan, so I don't want to step too far over. I have read the read. I have read some things about Wicca and just realized that wasn't necessarily the path I wanted to take. But Wicca as a religion typically is a worship of the natural world. It can be gods and goddesses or the divine feminine and the divine masculine in whatever form you kind of feel comfortable with taking. But to that extent, yes, it is a religion based around gods, but it's more of an energy than like a one person. Yeah.
Now are Wiccans only female? Like, you hear witches and warlocks and stuff. Like, do you guys let dudes into the club?
Oh, no. So witch is a gender neutral term. Wiccan is a gender neutral term. There's
So they're with the times right now. Then they're being gender neutral. I got you.
Yeah. There is more of a specifically gender neutral term, since witch does have a female kind of backing behind it, which is Wix, W-I-X. So that's anybody of male or female or anywhere in between who practices witchcraft of any kind can be referred to themselves as a Wix.
Hexes, you believe in any of that stuff? Like, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
hexes and stuff. Like, you do
spells, rituals, hexes, curses. If you can't curse, you can't heal, in my opinion. And it's all, it's all part of kind of being a witch, and that's how we interact with the world.
Is it mostly like guys that have done you dirty, or like like romantic relationships that somebody pissed you off and you hex them? I don't know, make them impotent or something like that.
Yeah, or turn that guy into a frog. So typically for me, I don't practice a lot of baneful magic. What I focus more on is manifestation. So bringing things that I want into my life and repelling the things I don't want, more than actively, sending negative energy or baneful energy to someone. But witches don't really have the same kind of, hex means a little something different. Like, it's got kind of a negative connotation. It's really just a way of sending out an energy or sending out an intention with a specific, intent that may or may not be baneful. But it could be something like, you send, if you receive negative energy, you send that back to sender ×3. You know what I mean? So I wish you everything you did to me, but ×3.
I wish for a lot of things and it never comes back to me. So, do you guys believe in familiars then? Like, no, like cats, like animals, like sidekicks? You're freezing up on me. Oh, you're back. Yeah, you froze up on me there for a few seconds, but you're back now.
Okay, cool. So familiars, people might misunderstand familiars as well. What we believe they are is kind of like a guardian angel. If you want to kind of take that connotation, it is a spiritual being in the form of an animal that comes to a witch or a practitioner to help guide them.
I mean, do you have one? Like, I mean, like, if you don't, like, what would you want to have, or like your other Wiccan friends or practicing Wiccan? Like, what's the strange? Like, can it be any animal, or like is it only dog or owls like on Harry Potter?
It could be any animal. It's something that I think has kind of fallen out of practice. I personally am surrounded by 3 dogs. I love my dogs and they are my children, and I do refer to them as my familiars, but I think I get bigger energy boosts or like bigger signs from animals I see in nature. I live in Colorado, so I see a lot of wildlife, especially out in suburban Colorado. So if I see an owl, or
you guys got the good weed out there.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do. We definitely do. If I see like an owl or some sort of, coyotes or something like that, like where, especially if it's like here in my complex and not just like out on a walk, I take that as more of a push from spirit than anything.
What's your 3 top witch related movies of all time? I mean, you can't name me 3 Harry Potter movies, but I mean, like, come on. The Craft was way up there, right?
Oh, The Craft is way up there. Practical Magic is probably my absolute favorite. And then it's not necessarily a movie, but Charmed, like the little, that is they actually get some things pretty right. Somebody did their research in that one. Practical Magic as well, since it was a book.
What was
But
the
yeah.
what was the one that Bette Midler was a witch? What was it? Was that it was like a Halloween, or it was like one of them. It was the three sisters or three witches. They
I
play
think
it
it's
during
just called The
Halloween.
Witches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
what about Supernatural? You ever watch that? Do you believe in any of the other supernatural stuff?
So I've not watched Supernatural. I know a lot of people love that. I just never personally got into it. Do I believe in other supernatural things like
Oh, it's Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus?
Yeah. That was the movie that I was thinking about. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Sorry. Oh, Batman. Okay, I didn't hear what you
Yeah.
said. You froze up a little bit, but yeah, that's also in the top for sure.
All right. So, like, you believe in any other supernatural stuff? Because I talk about, like, I've had supernatural guests on that talk about other things out there. Do you believe in any of that other stuff?
So the basis of my personal belief is that everything is energy and energy cannot be created or destroyed. So if you're talking about ghosts or demons or mediums or things like that, I think that is definitely a possibility because, once we die, where do we go? Where does the energy that powers our body and our brain go? It doesn't die with us, right? Our physical form decays, but that energy doesn't. So I think that it is a definite possibility that, the energy that inhabited somebody's body sticks around after they're gone, and that people are attuned or tapped into that, as like the way people can see more colors or hear higher sounds, kind of that. Yeah.
A lot of Wiccan groupie dudes, is there like a Wiccan dating app and stuff? Because I was
Oh,
some of the guys would be like into that.
I'm sure there is. Luckily my fiance is, full on team witch. Like that's his,
Okay.
he's totally with it.
How'd you meet? Like, I mean, was it at like a Wiccan gathering or like?
No, we're high school sweethearts. So
Okay.
we reconnected
You put a
after.
spell on him, didn't you?
I did actually. No, I totally did. No, I did manifest some undaunted love, and that has definitely been us. So
So like I also saw that you guys like have like bottles filled with like herbs and stuff
Mhm.
or on your website. What is that all about? Like, is there any like healing
Yeah.
properties to some of that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. So a big basis of witchcraft is using the natural world and kind of tapping into those natural cycles. So things like salts, herbs, crystals, oils.
I was going to ask you about that because
Yeah.
when we talk about supernatural stuff, they say like salt protects you from like spirits or like
Oh yeah.
iron. Like iron is like one of them. Like,
Oh
is
yeah.
that something you've ever heard of?
Oh, absolutely. Salt, especially black salt for protection, works
Wait, what is
wonders.
what? Whoa! Like, where do you like? Do you dye the salt? Like, where do you get black salt from?
So it's typically mixed with charcoal. So it's just regular rock salt mixed with charcoal. Yeah.
And what is that supposed to be used for?
So it's a protection, very strong protection. Could also be for purification, can be for repelling negative energies, lots of stuff. So if you ever come to somebody's house and they have salt like on the doorway or near the windows, like they probably are into some witchy things.
Do you guys like have any like Wiccan, like I know like peace and happiness and all that
Mhm.
stuff. It seems like a practice of just love and positive energy and stuff. But like, do you get any of the posers that try to come in and they're like, you got like beef with them or like, people that are coming in and trying to like, take over your Wiccan area or something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's anything that's popular is going to draw people who are just, kind of experimenting. But I mean, not so very long ago.
Oh, there's your familiar.
Yep, there she is. She sounded the alarm. The alarm. Not so very long ago.
Uh-oh. Here we go. I'm losing.
It was illegal to be a witch. It's illegal to say it.
All right. Well, listen, Brooke, I really appreciate it. Appreciate it. I cannot take barking dogs. I'm sorry. Look, she seemed like a nice lady, but I know, like, if I was going to get on and do an interview or something, and I don't know what her situation is stuff, but like, I would make sure the dogs or like whatever is, I don't know. Like, I know that I probably shouldn't take offense to that, but I don't know. Jesus Christ Almighty. I'm gonna play this interview because I got to tell you what the conversation that me and Tarak had, I thought it was good. And I'm gonna get to that because I got to burn a timeout for real. To the Tuddle Daily Podcast. It's been a while since I've talked to my next guest. You know him from the Bubba the Love Sponge show, as well as his weekly podcast, the Weekly Review. Man, your teeth are white as hell, man.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, I think it might be the lighting.
Well, I'm just using like the light from the ceiling fan.
You got like natural light coming in through the windows and say, because you can see the window behind me. It's a little like bright behind me.
That's weird because I just shut the window.
I don't know. Maybe it's contrast. Because I'm pale as hell. Oh, who was that?
How about that?
I don't know who that was. Anyways, so Rock, man, how have you been?
Dude, I have been fantastic. I've been super busy though. Like
you're
with
like
so much stuff.
Real estate mogul now, right?
No, I mean yes, but no. I'm like, how do I say this? So I stepped into real estate. I've been working with my buddy and his little teams, 3 of us. And yeah, man, I just, maybe some side income. Obviously, if you live in Florida or in America, you know that the market is booming for at least people who already own property and are looking to sell. So yeah, I mean, it's a side gig. And then
are you afraid it's gonna burst like it did in 2008?
You
really don't care. Like, get the money and run, get out.
Yeah, it's always listen. There's
guy trying.
Yeah, there's benefits on both sides. If it bursts, then great. Now people who can afford a home now will be able to, and vice versa. So it's never a bad time.
Like I know that I was just busting your balls because like on Saturday I got a text from you, buddy. I promise you, I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. And what was it? Yesterday, I finally got a hold of you.
Listen, I run on CPT, man. Come on, that's a given.
No, come on, don't give me that. That does not exist. I don't look at that because
it exists.
No, it does not, because trust me, I've worked with a lot of white trash on some job sites when I was an iron worker, and they were on white people time too. It just
they were early.
Yeah, no, they were late because they were probably dealing with baby mama drama, or they beat their old lady and they had to talk to the cops or something. Or
yeah, but at least then it's an excuse. Like CBT is just like, it's just a feeling, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I was doing something different. It was just like,
But does CPT like exist like when it just out of respect to call somebody back? And you'll see where I'm going with this, because I know that you're busy. I know that you're busy. But the thing is like, I know what type of person you are, like, because you're very reliable, and something had to have happened. Like, I know that you're busy. Are you still bartending right now?
Yeah. So exactly. So think about this. So I'm like, so this is my typical week or weekend, or whatever you want to call it. So obviously, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm working. Friday night, I'm bartending. Saturday morning, I'm like doing open houses. Saturday night, I'm working. Sunday morning, I'm doing open houses. Sunday night, actually, this past Sunday, I had to work, but I usually don't. And then Monday is more of a just a relax, catch up. Tuesday, I'm doing stuff. I got to work from 3 to close. It's just like I'm young. I'm young enough. I don't have any kids.
You're only 10 years younger than me. So what?
Oh, you're 42 now?
Yeah. I'm 42.
Yeah,
like
I'll be 42.
See, that's the thing about it, is a lot of people are like, oh, you can't grow facial hair. And I did a lot of moisture. Do you moisturize a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Time.
If you don't, will you get ashy?
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you wear lotion?
Yeah, I do.
Like every day?
I mean, as soon as I get out of the shower, when I'm still wet. You remember in Jerry Maguire, where Cuba Gooding Jr. was like, I like to air dry. You remember he was just standing there naked in the bathroom.
That's
and
a terrible
like,
way to dry.
I understand that, but I like to come out, I'll like dab. I'll dab with the towel, okay? And then I got this like medicated, prescribed. It's like in a big
okay. Well, when I say lotion, I mean like
no,
not lotion, not like dermatologist. You have to have.
I use the high test grade stuff, and trust me. If you like were in a fight with me and I was completely nude, like if me and you nude fought each other, you would not be able to hold on to me. Like it's
so you're like Vaseline up. You're like pro boxer Vaseline up.
But you know what though? Because a lot of guys don't moisturize, and I know that it sounds very metrosexual for me to say like I use skincare products and I have a whole system, but I got that when I was married, and I think it's paid off, but especially
it looks
being in
good.
Florida.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, obviously the camera could, even look at my face. It's barely any light in here. I look super bright, but let me ask you this: do you when you shower, do you use like a washcloth?
No, I use a. I'm gonna lose my shit. How far along was I in? All right, guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I don't blame you guys if you never listen to me again. Like, seriously. God damn it. Seriously. This. Anyways. It's deodorant because, like, I think.
Secret?
All right. I understand that. And I'm gonna stop using I'm gonna stop using StreamYard. I'm going to stop using StreamYard. The video was playing fine. And back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. It's been a while since I've makes. If you look at a lot of these like porno. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. Fuck it. I'm gonna regroup. I really am. I'm so sorry about today. I'm out.